And we're live. Good news. Good news. I mean, bad news for me, but good news for all of you. I had to cancel my plans to go out to a party today because of mental health issues, but I decided, you know what, I was told to relax, so what better way to relax than to stream Dragon Age Origins? Bad news. There's no codexes for me to read, so no reading time with Cord this week. If we're lucky, I might do some reading time after the actual area we go to. Because there's going to be some codec from that, but I'll leave it up to the voice in my head. Should I do the reading after I've done the sessions where I've got some reading record time in this session and risk going over the time limit? Or should I leave it until so keep it as usual, I'll just do the codex from the new area next episode? Alright, but one thing that we can't skip on, thankfully, is talking with companions. Darkspawn, have a little stick. Barky player, sorry.
Unexpected. Thank you.
Yeah, we've maxed out influence with Stead. I didn't realize we could. I didn't realize we had done that. I'll give that to you.
How nice.
You're welcome. I'll give that to you.
Very nice. Very nice indeed.
And I'll give that to you.
Very nice. Very nice indeed.
Dwayne! I know. We've got Dwayne the Rock. I will show you in my inventory. If I go over to usable items, wear anti-even brandy, Dwayne the Rock. Anyway, let's do some talking with people and things.
What is your wish, Kadan? I am hardly surprised.
Do you find Ferelden very strange?
To put it lightly, no one has a place here. Our farmers wish to be merchants. The merchants dream of being nobles, and the nobles become warriors. No one is content to be who they are. Very well.
Actually, I've had that conversation.
Speak, then. Then I suggest we move on. As you wish.
I think we're done with him. I think we're done with him. You know who we're not done with, though?
Look, before we go any further, I want to say something. I appreciate that you brought me to see my sister, and that you were there to talk me down after we left. You're a true friend. I just wanted to tell you that.
We're in this together, Alistair.
That we are. I have your back. You know that, right? Well, now that that's out of the way, your desire is my command.
I have some
Of course.
questions. Why did you keep your birthright a secret?
You never asked?
I'm hurt that you didn't trust me.
No, please don't think that. It's not that I didn't trust you. It's... Please, let me try to explain. The thing is, I'm used to not telling anyone who didn't already know. It was always a secret. Even Duncan was the only Grey Warden who knew. And then after the battle, when I should have told you, I don't know, it seemed like it was too late by then. How do you just tell someone that?
I guess I can understand that. Can you? What voice in my head?
I should have told you, anyway. It was important for you to know. I guess part of me likes you not knowing.
You enjoyed not telling me?
It's just that anyone who's ever found out has treated me differently afterwards. I was the bastard prince instead of just being Alistair. I know that must sound stupid to you, but I hate that it shaped my entire life. I never wanted it, and I certainly don't want to be king. The very idea of it terrifies me.
Doesn't sound stupid
For all the good it does me, my blood seems certain to haunt me no matter what I do. I guess I should be thankful that Ar Leman is far more likely to inherit the throne. If he's all right. I hope he's all right. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for not telling you sooner. I guess I was just hoping that you would like me for who I am. It was a dumb thing to do.
Apology
I
accepted.
guess it's kind of a relief that you know now. Let's go.
I am trying super hard to be nice to him, but not romance him. Trust me. It's a balancing act. I will romance him on a different character, on a different playthrough, just not with this one, because I'm doing all 6 backstories. At least one of them will shack up with him. Not this one. I don't think this one's going to shack up with anyone, honestly.
What say you?
I was tempted to shack her up with Zevran, but... not.
By all means.
What does it take to become an assassin?
Well, the Crows would have you believe that it is an involved process that takes years of training. The sort that tests both your resolve and your endurance. Survive that process and maybe, just maybe, you're good enough to start being considered one of them. But quite frankly, the truth is that all it requires is a desire to kill people for a living. It's surprising how well one can do in such a field.
Do you know how much Zevran's voice reminds me of Puss in Boots from Shrek? It's uncanny! If this was a live-action movie, I would hunt down the director, hold him down to a table and say, if you don't cast Antonio Banderas as Zevran, you've missed a golden opportunity. Antonio Banderas would be a perfect Zevran. You did quite well
Within
there,
the
Alex.
Crows, I did. But it has been something the Crows have devoted a great deal of time to perfecting. An assassin simply specializes in striking from stealth, and in maximizing that first attack to be as lethal as possible. Debilitate your foe, either by poison or by crippling their limbs, makes any follow-up combat you need to engage in that much simpler.
Sounds like it could be
See?
useful.
Getting paid for the act is beside the point. An assassin is more a tactical choice than a lifestyle. Of course, the Crows like to pretend that their abilities are trade secrets, shrouded in shadows and wrapped in a blanket of mystery. So let's just keep this between you and me, shall we? Hmm?
Yeah. One more with Alistair, sod it. I'm doing 2.
So, all this time we've spent together, you know, the tragedy, the brushes with death, the constant battles with the whole blight looming over us. Will you miss it once it's over?
Yeah, I decided I'll do 2 dialogues with each companion before each mission, so this is my second with Alistair. The battles or you?
I know
what
it
are you talking about?
might sound strange, considering we haven't known each other for very long, but I've come to care for you a great deal. I think maybe it's because we've gone through so much together. I don't know. Or maybe I'm imagining it. Maybe I'm fooling myself. Am I? Fooling myself? Or Or do you think you might ever feel the same way about me?
I don't know. It's too soon
Well,
to
is
say.
it too soon for this? Well, what can I say? I tried my best. Perhaps once this is all said and done with, we'll have more time to talk. Until then, I apologize if I've been too forward.
You know what? You know what? I'm not happy with where this has led. I'm really not. I'm gonna give the game a negative for forcing me into a romance I was trying to avoid.
Look, before we go, you're a true friend. I just wanted to tell you that.
We're in this together.
Well, your desire is my command. Of course. You never asked? No, the thing... And then after the battle, when I should have told you, I should have told you. It's just... I know that must sound stupid to you, but I hate that it shaped my entire... For all the... I guess for what it's worth, So,
Let's reattempt
all this
this.
time we've spent together, you know, the tragedy, the brushes with death, the constant battles with the whole blight looming over us. Will you miss it once it's over?
You or
I know it
Wax?
might sound strange, considering we haven't known each other for very long, but I've come to care. I think maybe it's because... Am I fooling myself? Or do you think you might ever feel the same way about me?
I'm sorry, Alistair. I don't think I feel the same. The way I'm thinking this Warden thinks of Alistair is like she's putting Alistair as you're the new Bailey. You're my new brother, pretty much. Not the more romantic thing.
Well, there's nothing more to discuss, is there? I'll just wander off and swallow my foot. Maybe both of them, excuse me.
It's a bigger dip in popularity with him, but I'd rather a bigger dip and no awkwardness than a smaller dip and things are super awkward. But look, he still likes me. He's just not at the top rank. I do have stuff to make it easier on him, so I can give him some mail.
Thank you. That's very nice. Oh, thank you. That's very nice.
I don't care. Look. Stick for the good boy.
Very nice indeed. Very nice indeed.
Yeah, I was rejected. But if you think about it, I was already playing this character in a non-romantic way with Alistair anyway. That's the one thing I don't like BioWare games. They don't let you have the easy path to, can we just be friends? It's either bang me or friend zoned. There's no in between.
What say you? By all means. Well, sir, but quite frankly, the truth is that all it requires would debilitate your foe, either by poison or by
That's the kind of thing. That's the thing with the BioWare games. They don't just do it for, oh, you're a girl, I don't like you, you feel horrible. But do it for any romance option, like as I just showed with Alistair. You tell him that I like you, but I don't like you in that way. And he's like, I'm gonna go swallow my feet. I'm like, Jesus. It's like it goes from friendly flirting to can I bang you, and it changes really quickly. And if I had one criticism for my favourite games, which are like BioWare games, it would be that they don't feel as much as they try and make your romances organic. Once they get to the crux, it goes to either you're my lover, or I don't like you. It's like, why? Is there no such thing as I like you, but can we just be friends? Yeah.
What say you? By all means. And why not? There are many things to enjoy about being a crow in Antiva. You are respected, you are feared,
hearing his voice
the authorities
again,
go out of their way to overlook your trespasses, even the rewards are nothing to turn your nose up
if they ever made a live-action Dragon Age movie,
some people simply need assassinating.
I've always had the opinion for years that if they ever did a live-action BioWare Dragon Age movie, Antonio Banderas has to be Zevran. Otherwise, they're missing a great opportunity. You're right, probably.
I often find myself the instrument of fate, ending these lives for one necessity or another. I console myself with the notion that most of them had it coming. As far as enjoying the act of killing itself, why not? There is a certain artistry to the deed, the pleasure of sinking your blade into their flesh and knowing that their life is in your hands.
If Banderas played Zevran, I reckon if he played Zevran like a cross between how he played Zorro and how he played Puss in Boots, that would be perfect. The character. I could see the appeal of you thinking that way, Zevran, but I'd take no pleasure.
It is not pleasure, per se. Nothing sexual. It is more a sense of satisfaction. A feeling of power. Does that make sense? No matter. There are many things I did not enjoy about being a crow, of course. Having no choice, being treated as an expendable commodity, the rules. Oh, so many rules. But simply being an assassin, I like it just fine. I will continue to do it if I can, even if I am not a crow.
Well, it's not
honestly, could you picture me doing something else?
On the same scale as fucking someone, but I'm like, okay, that is sleazy, but it's hilarious. I think Zevran has rose a couple of ranks in how we like characters, I reckon. I think Zevran, from what I hear, great news are Max Time likes Zevran more than he used to from watching this. I would probably say, honestly, I mean, outside of Alistair and Morrigan, who are kind of almost perfect, Yeah, outside of those two, you've got Zevran, Sten, and Leliana, who obviously I'd say Leliana is my third favourite if you gave me a slot for third favourite. And honestly, after several replays and several more in-depth looks at the characters, I have a hard time picking a fourth place between Zevran and Sten, because I love them both. Those are the two battling for like the middle place for me in the party, because they're not amazing enough to be the top one. They're too good to be like They're too good to be like throwaway characters like Win and the Dog to be, for example. Why not? You can do whatever you like.
Whereas I am content merely doing what I happen to be good at. It's a talent that not many come by honestly. I don't see why I need not pursue it. Of course, all these thoughts are moot.
Fair.
Chances are still good that you and I will perish, eaten by darkspawn or slain by the crows at some point. Very gruesomely, I imagine. But it is pleasant enough to chat about. Come, let's move on while our boots still have some wear in them.
And and even though he's a pessimist, he's a charming pessimist. This is pessimism done right. That's our two conversations done with Zevran. Let's have two conversations with Leliana.
Oh, hello. Is there something you wanted to talk about?
Hello there. Leliana Kenobi. No? I thought you wanted to talk though.
It's nothing. I'm fine. I'm just thinking.
What about?
I can't get what happened out of my head. I'd been in Lothering for years, and she still thought I was plotting against her. She didn't trust me. Maybe she never did.
Oh shit.
She loved me when she could use me and control me. And now that she can't, she wants me dead. It hurts to realize that I never really knew her.
What do you expect? She was aggressively French. I've actually met a good few French people in my life, and I didn't trust or like any of them. I mean, this is not to say that all French people are racist. I know for a fact they're not. There are going to be some good. There's going to be some good people. There's going to be some bad people. It's just in my experience. I've only met bad French people. That's kind of the same experience I had, because French people who work in the hotel or in resorts or in restaurants, if you don't speak French, they want nothing to do with you.
I knew she was ruthless, but I didn't know how far she could go. She is self-serving.
That's kind of what I had to deal with.
She uses people, then discards them. But that's how she survives in the life she leads. What if she's right? What if we're the same? I should just have stayed in the Chantry.
I mean, to be honest, from what I've heard, let's get off that topic, because going too far into this French topic could get. Going further on my feelings on the French could get me cancelled, so I'll truncate it to I haven't, unless I see anything of the contrary, I don't like the French. Anyway, let's continue. She would have attacked you very eventually.
Maybe, but that is not the point. I was a different person there. I forgot my life as a bard while I was in the cloister. I felt safe. I didn't have to watch my back all the time. That's what made Marjolaine the person she is, don't you see? It ruined her. It will ruin me too. It's already happened. When we killed her, I enjoyed it. Seeing her dead gave me satisfaction.
There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as it's someone that did harm to you or someone you care about. If you're like Zevra and you take pleasure in killing and assassinating anyone, that's when it gets dark. I mean, same with me. I mean, if you think, well, I only said that as a joke. In my opinion, if you want my honest opinion, if you want my honest opinion, it's only in line with yours. It's kind of my view on killing is a line in between Zevran's view and Leliana's view. Some people have to die. I agree with Zevran on that. Some people have to die, but I also agree with Leliana's viewpoint of just because some people have to die doesn't mean you have to enjoy it. Which is why I'm not going to pick option 2, because that's the Padme line. Oh no, my boyfriend just murdered an entire village of innocent people. Even though some of them murdered his mom, he murdered people who were not involved. To be angry is to be human. That's the... She did you a great injustice.
But that is no reason to rejoice over her death. That is what she would do. I don't want that. What we're doing, what we've done, hunted men down, killed them. Part of me loves it. It invigorates me, and this scares me. I feel myself slipping.
I don't see any banana peels here. Who put that cartoonishly big banana peel in front of Leliana? Own up! Own up! Own up now! Who put the Acme banana peel here? Marjolaine chose who she became. So can
How
you.
can you be so sure?
You strive to do good, and that's what's important.
Do you really think so? Hearing you say that gives me comfort. I would like to be alone for now. I have many things to consider. Thank you for listening to me.
And that's my moral standpoint on Leliana's quest. I don't care if you harden her or you soften her. My moral standpoint of Leliana is this in the whole life. How you do good is irrelevant. How you achieve that good is irrelevant. It's what, as long as you're in the as long as you have the knowledge and you know what you're doing is good, what you feel is right, that's important. The method of how you do it is, in most cases, irrelevant. That's not exactly, you're not exactly getting the point. I agree with you on True. I get that mentality, but you're not exactly getting my mentality either. I'm just trying to I'm not. You're half getting it. Basically, my morality is this. It's the morality of sometimes you need to let someone die to save the many over the few, but at the same time, the method of doing good, the method of rescuing a baby from a burning building, for example, that morality is good no matter how you do it. If you jump out of a window and cushion the fall, so maybe you get severely injured but the baby is unharmed, or you charge through the building as fast as you can with trying to put out the flames you get through and get the baby out of the building safely. It's a little bit of it has a little bit of breathing trouble, but it's still safe. The action, no matter what you do, the action was good. The method is irrelevant. As long as you get that baby out as relatively unharmed as possible, you're still doing good. So sometimes the methods don't justify the means. I get that, and I agree with that completely. But sometimes there has to come a point where morality goes out the window. That baby needs saving, and you're the only one who can do it. And that's what I mean. That's what I mean. I know. That's the only problem. That's it. That's the only problem. I think that's why we're not seeing each other. That's why we're not seeing each other's points fully, because you're thinking it of a. Are we doing it for safe? You're thinking from it on a selfish standpoint. I'm thinking on it on a selfless standpoint. If we mix those two points together, we get the full picture. Yeah, I know. I'm not saying they clash either. I'm not saying they clash either. It's just that we had to explain our points to fully grasp what the context was. If we could explain it, the problem with the points we had was our explanation, not the actual point themselves. But anyway, before we drag on, let's continue with talking to Leliana before this drags on.
Something I can help with? Yes? What's on your mind?
Or not. Let's not talk to Leliana, in fact, because there's nothing to say.
I await your command.
Not in this case.
So, full of questions, are you?
And there's nothing to say to Morrigan, really. Like, I'm pretty much almost done with talking to Leliana and Morrigan, more or less. Just need to give them their presents. But I don't want to do it yet. You get what I mean? Shale. We've got a good chunk to say to this person.
I see it found some augmentation crystals. I was not even aware it knew about them. Well done. So, what does it think? They don't make me look any wider, do they? I find I'm already too wide as it is.
Does my butt look big in this dress? God damn it, Shale! They look pretty.
They are, aren't they? I so adore them. I think it should find some more as soon as possible. I want to glitter from ear to ear, so to speak. I've watched a lot of humans in my time. It should be aware that I've decided that it is not much like any of them.
That's because I'm a dwarf.
Oh, it's not just that. Well, I'm sure that's part of it, but it's not only that. Surely it must come from some superior lineage, yes? Some breed of flesh creature that has decided to elevate its genetic stock above its natural shortcomings?
member of House Iduken.
Then that must be it. My experience with dwarves is limited, but obviously I need to encounter more of them. I would appreciate if it didn't spread around that I said anything. Humans might start to get the wrong idea. They might start thinking their race is not completely hopeless.
We wouldn't want that, would we?
Indeed. Can it imagine the horror? Oh. Now, let us crush something into a fine paste before it starts to think I've gone all soft. Perish the thought.
I'm not in the mood for KFC takeout yet, Shale, but thanks for the offer. But since we're going to be replacing... I'm going to have one more dialogue with Shale. I'm going to have one more dialogue with Shale to make up for the fact we only had one dialogue with Leliana and we can't talk at all with Sten and Morrigan.
It speaks.
I would expect golems to be different.
Different? Different than what? Different than a statue? Different than a log? Should I talk in a monotone? Yes, Master, I exist to serve the Master. I shall kill for the Master and only for the Master. Perhaps it expected me to have a booming voice. Recite limericks. I can recite limericks if it likes.
Are they dirty limericks?
Mostly they involve slaughtering pigeons in creative and invasive manners. I have never met another golem. I have no idea what one might be like, or why I wouldn't be like them. Why? Has it met other golems? Did they not sound as I do?
I don't have any earthly idea what golems would sound.
I don't know what other golems might be like, but I am already superior by virtue of my free will. This is
Fair.
a good thing.
I agree. It's an experience, I'll give
So
it
is
that.
being drawn and quartered. Maybe I'm not the only one with a smart mouth. Now stop talking so much. The wagging of its moist little tongue is distracting.
Okay. Who's a good YouTuber? Who's a good YouTuber? Anyway, for this area, I'm going to take a party that's so haphazard that I know for a fact ours will kill me for taking this party. But
Yes.
there's a reason I'm taking this party.
Vashaden.
I've just realised something. There's someone I forgot to talk to! And considering who I forgot to talk to, it's easy to see why I forgot to talk to her.
What's on your mind?
Why did the spirit choose to
I
help
have
you?
always had an affinity for the spirits of the Fade. As a child, I never feared my dreams because I knew they were
You
there.
always forget to talk to Grandma. I've been a strange
I've
child.
always been able to feel the spirits, even if I never saw them. And as I nurtured my talent in the circle, I became more sensitive.
So we have you to
I began
blame for
to notice
Casper the Friendly
every
Ghost.
time I was in the Fade,
It was you!
whether it was in a dream or in magical practice, that I was being watched.
Do spirits watch people like
I
that?
suppose they must. It is these benevolent spirits that create our dream worlds in the Fade.
It is these irrelevant
Sometimes I
spirits
would
that
see
give
it,
me a character
a
arc.
glowing, nebulous form. Most times I would just feel its presence, gentle and comforting, but somehow alien. I think it is a spirit of faith. They have never been seen before, and perhaps I am wrong, but something tells me I'm not.
You
It
gotta
always
have
felt
faith,
like the
faith,
same
faith.
entity.
That's all I'm missing.
This
before I
one
get copywronged.
spirit was curious about me and was guarding me, for want of a better word.
I only wish George Michael was still around because he could have the perfect soundtrack for Win. Because you gotta have faith for faith for faith. Don't you mean Gaspar? The upper t- Don't you mean... No, he said Caspar. I'm saying this to Arzanyu. Don't you mean Gaspar? The arrogant and self-loving French twat ghost? Who's also Caspar's cousin.
There
Very
were
lucky.
times when I was in the Fade that it seemed to stretch forth to shield me, keeping me safe. And I think it gave me strength in my most terrible battles, Ostagar being one of them.
And also your fight with Petra's
I don't know why I was chosen.
I
Perhaps
was
it knew that there
petrified.
was something more that lay in store for me. I like to think that I was given a rare chance, and I'm going to make the best of the time so generously given to me.
She certainly is ours. She certainly is. And we'll be getting to that character when we do Awakening, which I probably won't do with this character, but I'll probably do with one of my more focused characters, if you know what I mean, because I'll be doing this game 6 times. I'll be doing all 6 Origins, at least 2 of them will be doing Awakenings. So don't worry. Just not this one. I can't believe you're spending it on here, on the road, the rocky road. It's delicious.
I will not lie motionless in a bed.
God damn it, I want
covered
Rocky
up
Road
to my
now.
chin, waiting for death to claim me. That is not the death for me. And so I will fight alongside the Grey Warden, and help prepare her for the task that is yet before her. So you had better listen to me, because I swear, if I should fall before the end and you don't seem to be doing things properly, I'll get up again to give you a good finger wagging.
I'm sorry, what did you say? In one ear, out the other? I didn't hear that last part. Can you repeat? I mean, that will be something. My controller fudged up right in the middle of that sentence. It was annoying.
You know, I think you'll be all right, even without my help.
I was making a joke about the typical grandma thing of saying, what did you say? It went in one ear, out the other. And the controller cut out. I'm like, I just got Me Too movement by the controller.
What's on your mind?
Is there something we can do to control you? Is there something we can do to cure you? But I would love to do something that would control her.
Cure me? What, am I sick now?
Sentence fuckery at its finest. you're a little dead.
Even you know that you cannot cure the dead. And I'm not the only one dying. You are too. I'm just more efficient about it. Ah, child. Your concern is heartwarming. But death comes to everyone, and it is not something to fear.
I'd rather be alive, really.
People fear not death, but having life taken from them. Many
Look,
waste the life given to them, occupying themselves with
say don't
things
fear
that
death.
do
I
not
never said I
matter.
did.
When the end comes, they say they did not have time enough to spend with loved ones, to fulfill dreams, to go on adventures they only talked about.
Because of writing.
But why should you fear
Because of
death
writing.
if you are happy with the life you have led? If you can look
I mean,
back
she'd
on
have given me this
everything and
monologue no matter
say,
what I said,
yes, I am
because she's
content.
almighty
It is
grandma
enough.
and she's always right. That's the one major thing I don't like about Wynn. I mean, I like her as a character, but the one major thing I don't like her is basically the typical thing of, it's the typical trope of I am agent, therefore I am always right. Sort of trope that most old people get in terms of TV and TV films and games, and it gets tiring. Because we always want more.
Ah, human nature. You are right. Some people will never be content and will always want more. I think I've led a good life, a full life, and I, for one, am not afraid of death, whatever it may bring. They say that when you die,
All right,
your
then,
spirit travels through the fade and returns to the Maker. And after that, we'll see, won't we?
Go have some soup, Granny. Stop talking about the war. I'm not saying I disagree with her. I'm not saying I disagree with her on this point. It's just that it's a forced viewpoint that she doesn't see your point of view until you actually. It's the thing I have against that conversation in particular. It's not that she's right, because she is right. It's the fact that she refuses to see your viewpoint until you spell it out for her, more or less. She doesn't see. She goes spouting off about morality, but never takes in the other person's point of view until it's right in her face. It's like I said, it's this typical. Yeah. Anyway, time for me to piss off ours by taking Stead.
Yes.
By taking Zevran.
Yes.
And by taking Morrigan.
Indeed.
I mean, he likes all of the characters, it's just the party setup that he'll get annoyed at me at. That's what I mean. There's no tank. It's basically, I've got three.
What's all the fuss?
I've got two heavy melee, no tank, a very squishy melee, and a black captain, no heal, basically.
Another battle I Wait! Come out!
But to that I say, aha! I already have Morrigan healing. I'm already setting up Morrigan healer anyway, because he's fighting in their own And to put ours as a queen of the rocks more than likely, Stead's already down. Stead, No, not that. I'm going to get through a lot of intricates in this session, I already know. I have a new attack type, which I need to... I need to remind myself what each of these are. So we've got Pommel Strike, which is that one. Mighty Blow, which is that one. I mean, CC's not that much of an option for me, so I'm trying to go with. I'm trying to do as balanced a party as possible, and I just thought, you know what? Let's make it more entertaining this session since there's no Cord reading day. I'll make it more entertaining to go like as heavy damage as I can. I mean, in terms of CC, I mean, I could do that a little bit. Oregon could definitely do that, and Zevran in a way can do that as well. So I've got CC covered. I just don't have a dedicated tank, and that could be an issue. I don't have a dedicated damage sponge.
Stop right there, outsider. The Dalish have camped in this spot. I suggest you go elsewhere, and quickly. I find that hard to believe. What business could we Dalish possibly have with a group like yours? Seeing as you are obviously no simple trespasser, I will leave it to the Keeper to decide the importance of your business. In the camp, I suggest you keep your hands to yourself, and remember that our arrows are still trained on you. Follow me.
I see we have guests. Who are these strangers, Mithra? I have precious little patience and less time to spend on outsiders today.
I understand, but this one claims to have important business with our people.
I see. Tell me, stranger, what business could you possibly have with us? We have our own issues we must deal with, as you can see.
I've come representing the Grey Wardens.
You might have simply said so to begin with. Masiranus, Mithra. You may return to your post.
Manuvinen, Keeper.
Now, allow me to introduce myself. I am Zathrian, the keeper of this clan, its guide and preserver of our ancient lore. And you are?
Honestly, I'm glad I'm doing this area this week with you, Max, because I'm not joking. I may be telling you a lot. I've been telling you a lot about how Dragon Age has difficult decisions. I mean, it's easy to if you think of morality, you think of in a moralistic point of view, not really, but there are certain aspects that you can see it's a difficult decision. Even morally, I think the Brazilian Forest has the toughest option, the toughest dialogue decision in the entire game. If you think about it and look at all the facts, it can be clear, depending on how you think of it, what side to side on, but this is the only... I reckon, in my opinion, this is the only section in the game where, no matter how I think about it, I can definitely see both sides of the argument.
If you came to bring news of the Blight in the south, it is not needed. I had already sensed its corruption. I would have taken the clan north by now, had we the ability to move. Sadly, as you can see, we do not.
So their first reaction to trouble is to flee from it. Curious.
I imagine you are here regarding the treaty we signed centuries ago. Unfortunately, we may not be able to live up to the promise we made. This will require some explanation. Please, follow me. The clan came to the Brazilian forest 1 month ago, as is our custom when we enter this part of Ferelden. We are always wary of the dangers in the forest, but we did not expect the werewolves would be lying in wait for us. They ambushed us, and though we drove the beasts back, much damage was done. Many of our warriors lie dying as we speak. Even with all our magic and healing skill, we will eventually be forced to slay our brethren to prevent them from becoming beasts. The Blight's evil must be stopped, but we are in no position to uphold our obligations. I am truly sorry.
Is for no way to help your men?
The affliction is a curse that runs rampant in their blood, bringing great agony and then ultimately either death or a transformation into something monstrous. The only thing that could help them must come from the source of the curse itself, and that would be no trivial task to retrieve.
And by the way, Oz, if you're curious, Orzammar is my favourite part of the game, but the Brazilian forest is easily my second favourite. If it wasn't for Orzammar being so compelling politically, the Brazilian forest section would be my favourite. I'm good at non-trivial tasks.
Within the Brazilian forest dwells a great wolf. We call him Witherfang. It was within him that the curse originated, and through his blood that it has been spread. If he is killed and his heart brought to me, perhaps I could destroy the curse. But this task has proven too dangerous for us. I sent some hunters into the forest a week ago, but they have not returned. I cannot risk any more of my clan.
I mean, yeah. I mean, ever since my first playthrough in the game, my order of things has always been Circle Tower first, Redcliffe second, Brazilian Forest third, and Orzammar fourth, and the Urn of Sacred Ashes last. That's always been my order, and it always will be. Firstly, doing Circle Tower and Redcliffe, it makes things a lot faster with resolving the Connor side plot and resolving the demon side plot in Redcliffe. So doing Circle Tower and Redcliffe kills two birds with one stone. I always do the Brazilian Forest third, and by that standpoint in the middle, because it gives enough challenge for it to be challenging at this level, but also not deadly. And the story here with the elves is probably the most compelling outside of political stuff and everything. And it gives us a lot more time to explore characters and morality and things like that. Orzammar is always fourth because from how I remember it, Orzammar is by far the longest. And Orzammar holds the most consequence in a way. Outside the final dungeon, Orzammar has the most consequence in the story. And then Urn of Sacred Ashes last because it's the MacGuffin that it actually helps explore the spiritual side of the setting. It gives us some context on other stuff we've been hearing throughout the game. And doing the Urn of Sacred Ashes last means that as soon as we use the urn to heal our Leman, which we know is what we're doing with it, it's a great kick. It basically gives us a great kickstart and perfect kickstart into the into the finale of the game. So, Circle Tower first leads organically into Redcliffe. Urn of Sacred Ashes last leads organically into the end game, and then the other two I can do. The other two I do in a certain order because it helps explore certain morality systems of certain aspects of the game in a more organic way. Like if you want to explore morality, Brazilian Forest is brilliant. If you want to deal with the politics of the universe and right from wrong, Orzammar is perfect for doing that. I just think this and then Orzammar is just the best order for me because that's how I've always done it. But I can also see people doing it the other way around. Have you considered seeking outside help?
From whom? The Children of the Stone? The Shemlin? Do you truly think they have time to spare for us?
You said he could perhaps destroy the curse?
There is no guarantee that this will work, as I suspect. But it's the only hope we have left.
I'll find this Witherfang for you.
I must warn you that more than werewolves lurk in the Brazilian forest. It has a history full of carnage and murder, you see. Where there is so much death, the veil separating the spirit realm from our own becomes thin, allowing spirits to possess things, living or dead. But if you can indeed help, then I wish you luck.
I do have some questions.
Make them quick, if you please. I have much to do here. My apprentice Lanaya or Sayrel, the clan's storyteller, could provide you with answers just as easily.
Tell me more about this curse.
There is not much to say. It stemmed originally from Witherfang, but now any werewolf may infect someone with it.
How did this curse start then?
That is a long tale I do not have time to tell. Ask Sayrel about it if you wish.
That's the only question I'm going to ask him because...
Go on then.
There's that, plus we'll unravel more later on, which will force him to answer anyway.
I must return to caring for my people.
I'm not going to say any more.
Creator's speed on your way.
I know you don't care for spoilers, but I want you to feel this. I want to experience this organically.
Andera Natishan, Grey Warden. My name is Lanaya. I am Zathrian's first, what you might call an apprentice, perhaps. I've been studying under the Keeper all my life. I am a bit curious of the outside world. Do you mind if I ask you a question or two?
Of course, Ashley. As long as you don't be as long as you're not going to be racist again. I'm sorry. The voice actress for this minor character here will be a voice actress for a major character in a later game I'll be streaming. You just asked me, you know what, I'm going to tease her. You just asked me a question right there.
What an odd thing to say. I mean about the outside world, of course.
I'm sorry, but I couldn't help but tease. Do you mind asking... Because if you think about it, do you mind if I ask a question? Is itself a question? Sure.
I hear the human cities are very large. Thousands upon thousands of souls all packed together in their houses. Is that true?
Why don't you go see for yourself?
No, I could never leave the clan. My duties here are important to my people, and to me. No doubt, I would not even find my way. I try to imagine those of our people living in such a place, surrounded by walls of stone and indifference. It is a difficult thought.
Unless they live in the drug den, they'll be surrounded by stone, indifference, and stoners. Extra stone. There'll be extra stone. It isn't easy for him, that's true.
I suppose you have met many of my kind in your travels. My heart goes out to them. It is said that one day we will have a land of our own. We Dalish gather the ancient wisdom in preparation for this. When that day comes, all elves, even those who have forgotten, will reclaim their former glory. I have one more question, though I'm not sure you can answer it. Do the humans ever regret what they did to us?
I think some of them do. Not all humans are the same, from what I've seen.
And yet, even if some regret, they do nothing. A poet once wrote of them, before the fall of the Dales. Like dragons they fly, glory upon wings. Like dragons, they savage, fearsome, pretty things. But you don't need me to quote poetry to you. Forgive me. Perhaps you have some questions of your own.
God damn it, she really is Ashley in a different elven skin. Ours, the blight has come. Tell me about yourself, Ashley 2.0.
I'm hardly anyone special, I assure you. If I seem different from the rest of my clan, it's only because I was born amongst humans. I came to the Dalish at a very young age, but I've always retained my curiosity about the world I came from.
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Yep.
My parents were servants to a human merchant whose caravans plied the southern routes. One day, bandits killed him, and my parents both. I was the only survivor, just a young girl, and the bandits took me.
If this was an
I
actual
was their
podcast where we could hear your
servant
voice, but it would,
for several
it would
years.
be a lot more consequential.
It was. Though long years of reflection have allowed me to come to terms with it, to put them in perspective. I can only imagine what would have happened had the clan not saved me from them. I owe them my life for that, and more.
Yeah. He said that the Dalish rescued you from the bandits?
The bandits killed a scout when the clan passed near their camp. When the clan discovered him, Zathrian came looking for his killers. He followed their tracks for almost a month, and when he finally caught up to us, he fell on the bandits like a terror. No one could stop him. I sat there and I watched him attack them in a blur, and I reveled in every blow. When he saw me,
she
the fury
enjoyed
in
the
his
killing.
eyes turned to pity.
She's evil.
He took me back to the clan, and I've been here ever since.
Oh, Leliana, I think I've got someone who has I've got someone who's got an appointment with your name on it.
It's possible I might have had some, maybe many. Zathrian offered to take me back.
Many
but
families?
I had no idea
I don't think
where
you
I
get
was
the
from,
concept of
and I
family.
wanted to stay with a man who rescued
I
me.
had many families.
The clan is my family. Any others out there? It's best they believe that little girl died with her parents. For now, the clan is all I need. My old world could not have offered me all this, and the knowledge of a keeper as well. Perhaps one day, when I am keeper,
Actually,
I might inquire out of
You heard
curiosity.
it first here, Oz.
I'm not sure
Actually,
what lies
it's
down
some
that road except pain, however.
Elven mafia.
I am not a keeper. I am Zathrian's first. Though because I was not born into the clan, becoming his first was very difficult. We Dalish have old traditions. The clans come from the ranks of the nobility that once ruled the Dales, you see. The keepers of those old clans have the strongest and purest blood that reaches back to the days of Arlathan. I had to compete against the other candidates for first, to be better than them in everything, simply because I was not of the old blood.
As you know, a blockade is perfectly legal. must be proud of your accomplishments.
I am. The ceremony where Zathrian anointed me as his first was the proudest day of my life. The clan has placed great trust in me. One day, I will lead them and be the one who secures our future.
Why are the Dalish so hostile?
They have reason. Since the days of Arlathan, my people have been either subjugated or homeless.
And there it is right there, Max. This is why Dragon Age elves are so fascinating to me. They're not the typical stereotypical elves you get in Lord of the Rings or Elder Scrolls or any other fantasy setting. The elves in Dragon Age actually have a unique perspective in the world, a unique battle to face, a unique history. This is why Dragon Age elves to me are so compelling. It's a unique take on the fantasy genre, which fascinates me.
That's true, and you're not even a human, so it's doubly unfair. But fairness does not play into such feelings. No outsider has ever been good for us. I was not born here, so I see things differently from the others. Still, I do not blame them for what they feel. Perhaps this may change one day, but I believe the humans would have to take the first steps, if they are capable.
Perhaps I too, Ashley Williams, no wait, that's not my name. I too shall be racist. Can you hear me, Max? Oz? Either of you? You just muted yourself or being extremely quiet.
It was our ancestral home, long ago when the humans first came to these lands. We were free then, and immortal. We did not know how to deal with the humans, and in the end, they turned their power against us and destroyed Arlathan. Our ancestors were enslaved and our culture lost forever.
Does Arlathan still exist?
Not to my knowledge. According to the old tales, the human mages sank Arlathan into the ground, crushing it beneath the rock.
Didn't they fight back?
The Tevinter Imperium was a force to be reckoned with. It was ruled by mages with powerful blood magic. Though Arlathan fought, they lost. Yes, after a millennium of slavery, our people were freed by Andraste, the human's prophet who spawned the Chantry.
They were freed by the Proto-Church before they were corrupted.
We worship the creators, as we always have. We give thanks to Andraste for her part in our freedom, but we do not worship her or her god.
Finally! We're somewhere where the Breville sandwich maker is not relevant! Oh my goodness, this has been too long! It's been too long! Finally, we can ignore the Breville sandwich maker and just get on with the game!
They died, but not of an aged body as other races do. Not until the humans came. According to the legends, association with humans caused us to quicken. Our blood sped, and we began to age. So we avoided them naturally. And then we were enslaved by them for 1,000 years. And in so doing, we all were quickened permanently and our immortality destroyed. Or so the old tales say.
So the tales say, the tales are racist. I saw a human and it immediately died. If that doesn't sound racist, I don't know what is.
In time and with seclusion, we Dalish have lengthy lifespans, and they will get longer. Zathrian himself has lived many centuries, though that is unusual even for us. Shemlen, we call them. Quick children. I suppose it takes a certain arrogance to look upon another people as children, no?
No
Perhaps
shit.
we should be more heedful of our own role in Arlathan's loss. Even so, it was a bitter lesson to learn. One we are not grateful for.
I mean, and like I said, this is why Dragon Age elves are so fascinating to me. They're uppity, they are uppity and self-righteous like other elves, but they derive it in a more realistic. They derive it from a more realistic standpoint, from a more realistic viewpoint. They're not uppity because they're elvish. They're uppity because they were wronged, and they actually quite rightly result. They have a reason to resent humans, unlike in the other settings, in my opinion. But that doesn't stop them from being uppity about it. It makes them a bit more believable.
That was our second homeland. Our first was the great city of Arlathan. The Dales came when they were freed from enslavement. Elves everywhere journeyed hundreds and thousands of miles to the Dales, eager to start their lives anew. They called it the Long Walk. They reached the Dales and made it their own. And one day it was taken from us too, and you wonder why we are hostile. Certainly.
I'm not going to ask if they're going to get. I'm not going to try and ask if there's any way to get on their clan's good side because actions speak louder than words.
A keeper is, first and foremost, the leader of the clan. He decides where we go and when we shall move. He's also responsible for knowing the clan's ancient lore and passing it on to the others in the clan. Without a keeper, the clan's knowledge is lost forever, so the clan protects him like no other. Nothing that you could not ask Zathrian himself. He is the keeper of this clan and has been for a very long time. He is also a very good man who has lost much. The Dalish are everything to him, and he would do anything to protect them.
Why has he? This actually plays into the main story of this area. So, what has he lost?
He lost his family a very long time ago. I don't know the story, but I understand the circumstances were horrific. As you wish. Darth Shirel.
So there's a guy asking us to end the curse who lost his family. How much are you willing to bet that the two events are connected? You think they're completely separate? Let's learn some more from this guy.
We greet you, child of the stone. I understand you are to venture into the haunted forest to save our brethren. I suspect your efforts may be in vain. An entire group of our hunters went into the forest to do as you intend, and they have not returned. An outsider to the rescue, but of course, what were we doing trying to solve our own problems?
Jesus Christ, dude! I was going to reply with number 1, but I'm going to reply with number 3, honestly.
Nothing will help us now. Least of all, the meddling of an outsider.
You are being most unkind, Cyril.
Yes!
Would you refuse our hunters' help simply because of the hand that offered it?
You shame me, Lethalan. I have allowed my bitterness to cloud my better judgment.
You have.
Forgive me, Grey Warden. It is most difficult to forget the lessons the Shemlin have taught us.
It is even more difficult when you live amongst them, trust me.
Perhaps I can yet make amends. Stay while I spin a tale for our children. And then I will tell you of the forest if you desire.
Sure. I said that there's going to be no reading time record. I'm going to replace that with reading for a story time with Arrogant Prick.
Come and join us then, all of you. Now,
Sten sits on the floor.
Say we tell the story
I will break
of
the
the
bench.
fall of the Dales. Which of you children knows that best?
I think I do.
Yes? Then come, child. Oh, don't be frightened of the outsiders.
You're the only child here, so I'll ask you to do it.
Tale should begin.
When we were slaves?
Yes. Long ago, our people were slaves to an empire the Shemlin had built on the darkest magic. They took away our history and our language and left us nothing. And then that empire fell. We were freed.
Because Andraste came with her army, and Shartan joined her.
Yes. Andraste, the Shemlin prophet, came out of the south and challenged the Tevinter Imperium. Our ancestor, Shartan, fought at her side. And when the rebellion came to an end, we were given a new homeland in the west, the Dales. We began to rebuild the culture and history we had lost in our years of slavery. We worshipped the creators and made the Dales our home. Perhaps you know what happened next, stranger. Do you know what happened to the Dales?
You were invaded by the humans.
Indeed. They resented that we would not worship their maker, and they resented our ways because they were so different from their own. The Shemlin nations grew cold towards the Dales. They called us blasphemers and tyrants, and declared war upon us. A great crusade.
Yet again, an example of religion fucking up the world. We'll discuss that off camera. Anyway, you say that there was no reason for them.
Oh, I am certain we played a part in our downfall. We believed that the Shemlin would not revoke their prophet's gift so lightly. We were wrong. They took our lands, forcing us to abandon our gods and live as beggars in Shemlin cities.
You should have fought. You should have fought to the last of you. Better that than to submit.
Oh?
You should have fought
Is
so
it
hard
not the Kunari way to
for your
force
face
others to
glitches
submit?
your armor. As
Surely
mine
that would
does
not
now.
be your advice to my people, were they attacked by the mighty Kunari.
That would be different. The Kunari would improve your people. The humans have improved nothing.
Perhaps.
Do you like my armored mustache?
Even so, many of us did fight. We fought, and we lost. But there were those of us who refused to abandon our ways. They emblazoned the symbols of the creators upon their flesh, and vowed to keep their ancient lore alive.
That's us. That's the Dalish.
Indeed, child. We chose to wander, homeless, rather than be ruled by the Shemlin. And all our clans wander alone until the day we have a homeland once more.
Then we bring the old ways back to our people, because they have forgotten it all.
For we are the Dalish, the keepers of the lost lore.
The walkers of the lonely path.
We are the Elvenan, and never again shall we submit. And that is the tale of the Dales, stranger. Thank you for allowing us to tell it to you.
I know what I've been told. Perhaps you'll allow me to tell a story as well.
Perhaps another time. You are the guest here, and one who may yet prove of great help to our ailing hunters. Now, as I said I would, I can tell you what I know of the Brazilian forest. Do you wish to hear it?
I will not be story cock-blocked.
Our legends say that before the Shemlin came, the Brazilian forest was a place of our ancestors that predated even our oldest homeland.
He's giving me a personal
The people of the Imperium came here
When I'm done with
and
this
gave
area,
the forest
no
its
matter what
name.
the outcome,
If
I'm
they found
coming
traces
here
of our
and
ancestors,
sitting this
we
bastard
cannot
down
say.
and forcing
If they
him to
did,
hear
those
a story
elves
from
were slain
me,
or
just as
enslaved.
he forced me to hear
We know
his
only
story.
that a great many battles were fought here. These trees grow
Do
upon
you-
the graves
all
of those we
opposed say
fell,
nay,
Shemlin
all,
and elves
all
both.
agreed with my idea say aye. I'm not clicking on options until I hear aye or nay.
so much death in one place tore the veil into the beyond. The Shemlin know the beyond as the Fade, the place of dreams and spirits. When the veil is torn, spirits pass into our world freely. The legends say that one great spirit possessed the wolf that became Witherfang, who passed its curse of rage onto men and created werewolves. So Zathrian insists. He says that Witherfang does not age as the werewolves do. Witherfang is as much spirit as it is beast, and thus it is immortal. Perhaps it cannot even be slain. At the very least, it is old and powerful, much as Zathrian himself. The forest is said to be haunted. Spirits possess the trees, the wolves, even the bodies of the dead. They yearn for true life, you see. Who can say what value the Imperium placed on this land? And how many elves died here in slavery? Even the barbarians who came to overthrow the Imperium fought and died on this soil. No one knows. When the Shemlin lived in these parts, the curse would spread anew to a few of them with each passing year. They would run off into the forest, never to be seen again. Eventually, all the Shemlin left. One assumes the werewolves survive by passing their curse to their offspring. They have had no new blood. Until now, that is. It is said that one or two have turned already, though the Keeper denies it. As for the rest, they will either die or turn, unless they are killed out of mercy. I would rather die than become a ravening, soulless beast. Wouldn't you? One last warning. The forest is like a thing alive. It changes as it wills, closing paths behind you and opening up new ones. Too many have become lost within, unable to find their way out. Were I you, I would endeavor not to make the forest my enemy.
I'm not done with you yet, bastard.
Is there something you need? We know only what Zathrian has told us over the years. I never saw one myself until the attack. Other than not to get bitten? Not that I know of. Of course. You wish something else? Dareth Shirol.
I want to ask you about the... I guess he's not telling us about Zathrian either.
My mother was Dalish. They are a proud people, those who refused to bow to defeat.
And as you can tell, because of the facial tattoos that Zevran shares with the rest of these people, he is also a Dalish elf in origin. But he was likely captured as a slave by the humans and sold to Antiva, and that's how he became a crow, pretty much. Time to go into the forest. Maybe we can learn more about this curse here. Werewolf, let's not get bitten. They are werewolves, I don't know if they're going to be I don't think they have a good awareness score.
mindless creatures.
I hope you can. Oh, that's the specific file Leliana mentioned that her mother liked. Maybe we can give it to her later on. Hang on. Werewolves that are not hostile.
The Watchwolves have spoken truly, my brothers and sisters. The Dalish sent the dwarf of all things to put us in our place. They sent a dwarf to make us pay for our attack.
You speak? I thought werewolves were savage beasts.
We are beasts, but we are no longer simple and mindless. Let that thought chill your spine. You speak to Swift Runner. I lead my cursed brothers and sisters. Turn back now. Go back to the Dalish and tell them that you have failed. Tell them we will gladly watch them suffer the same curse we have suffered for too long. We will watch them pay.
You sound as if you hate the Danish.
That we do! How dare they send you here against us? Turn and leave while you still have the chance!
I would prefer to talk to you.
Was it not Zafrian who sent you? He wishes only our destruction, never to talk.
You talk to Zafrian as if you know him.
We have never met, he and I. He would not survive the experience. I swear it.
Why exactly do you hate him?
You know nothing, do you? Nothing of us, and even less of those you serve. You are a fool, and we are done talking. Run from the forest while you can. Run to the Dalish and tell them they are doomed.
I'm not going anywhere.
Very well. I will not risk throwing my people at you like unthinking brutes. Come, brothers and sisters, let us retreat. The forest has eyes of its own, and it will deal with intruders as it always has.
The plot thickens. These werewolves seem to have distinct hatred for Zafrian.
Creatures approach.
Not just for Dalish, but Zafrian in particular.
Who comes?
I don't think anyone's coming. This is not a porn film. What happened?
We were sent to find Witherfang, bring his heart. Attacked.
Let's examine him. He has claw marks but no bite marks. He's heavily wounded, but he's not at any risk of becoming a werewolf.
And Darren Atishan, Grey Warden. Our scouts saw you approaching and tell me you carry the body of one of our hunters with you. Ah, Dagon. He is wounded, but I think he will live. Ma Syranas, your help is appreciated. Come, Lethaline, let us take Dagon to the Keeper, and quickly. If we are lucky, we may still save him.
If we are lucky, I may find a teacher and help me voice act. I am so emotionless right now. I should feel something, but I don't know what emotions are. What is this thing called love? What is this thing called love? Yeah, he died quickly. I think the way things are going right now, I think the party setup that I've made is ironically accidentally working.
Oh, is that right?
It's working better than it should. I will do that one side quest with the gravestones because yes, that is a side quest. And the reason I'm doing it is because it gives you a pretty sweet set of armor at the end of it. Not for me in particular, but I always give this set of armor I get here to Sten for obvious reasons. This suit of armor I'm wearing right now, which is Kaelin's armor, I normally save for Alistair once he gets up to level. There'll be a particular set of armor that I'll be wearing in the end game, which will be coming up in the next session.
Couldn't we all just get along? No?
As a side note, and that is the pure definition of what I call a sticky situation.
Well, all right.
It's left me stumped.
Oh, my. Lovely.
In terms of combat indicators to branch out my efforts.
Danger approach.
I want to leave it alone, but they can leave me alone. I could have brought market back. Okay, I'll stop now. But they won't! Let me talk to the plot relevant character.
What manner of beast be thee that comes before this elder tree?
should have. Can't you see me? I'm a dwarf.
Ah, a child of the deeper stone. I should have heard it in thy tone. The woods have never been thy home. 'Tis far beneath the earth you roam. Allow me a moment to welcome thee. I am called the Grand Oak, sometimes the Elder Tree.
It rhymes? 'Tis a rhyming tree. One can only imagine what manner of spirit is involved here.
And unless thou think'st it far too soon, might I ask of thee a boon?
I can tell you exactly what spirit is at work here, Morrigan. It's the spirit of Dr. Zeus. Fucking hell, it's gonna tell me it's gonna tell me the tale of the cat in the hat and we're gonna implode. Out of it as well, but damn you, Dr. Zeus! What boon can I say you request of me? What can I do for this grand oak tree?
I have but one desire, to solve a matter very dire. As I slept one early morn, a thief did come and steal an acorn.
The thief came to steal an acorn. Man, that sounds... Man, the thing inside is a prickly thorn. And should the thief want... And given the thief came over to attack, may I assume that you want the acorn back?
All I have is my being, my seed. Without it, I am alone indeed. I cannot go and seek it out, yet I shall die if left without.
We can't let you sit here and wither and die, but neither do I want to seek to pry. If I seek out the acorn as asked by the tree, what, pray tell, shall it give to me?
My wooden skin has some magic, see? And part of it I can give to thee.
What good will it do me, this piece of wood, unless its power I have misunderstood?
The forest would see thee as a tree, and so no harm would come to thee.
If this wood allows me to pass, I will go kick the thief right up his ass. However this task may wither and twang, I would prefer it if you had assisted me against the spirit Witherfang.
In the center of the forest the wares do dwell, or so go the tales my fellows tell. But they cannot be followed there. The forest doth protect the wares.
And pray tell, why do the forests protect the wares, but not the other creatures such as rats and bears.
Perhaps wares use magic to command the trees. All I know is they move as they please.
And your wood can get me into the center of the forest, and I may go encounter them at my behest.
The forest would see thee as a tree, and so no harm would come to thee.
And pardon me for sounding so forward. This wood you tell of sounds like a fine reward.
Wilt thou then perform the task? Wilt thou save me, as I ask?
I will go perform this task. I will give you this acorn you ask. If you give me the wood that makes me a tree, this deal that you mention is of benefit to me.
Go to the east to find this man. I shall await. Do what thou can.
I just thought I'd speak it rhyme to make it more atmospheric. Did it sound annoying or better? How was my rhyming? Was it good or bad? If I had to repeat myself again, I would be sad. I I think I did fine with the rest. I was trying to Zeus it up as it were, but yeah.
As you desire. Oh, this could be good.
Bear in mind, I can't read the comments to see anyone give me any suggestions how I can improve it, so I'm doing all this Dr. Zeus stuff right off the top of my head, so...
Time for some exercise, apparently.
I know! I had to be a bit more creative.
Lovely.
I know!
Of course.
Otherwise you'd have mentioned it.
So I shall. Lovely.
That's my response to that. I'm not gonna dive into that side quest. I'm really not. I already decided I'm not gonna be doing a deep dive into side quests in this playthrough. Maybe in a different playthrough I'll do some more side quests.
Beasts.
I couldn't bear the thought.
Yes. Go.
Direct me.
That just leads to another exit. Look for them. Get about your words. Let's try.
Well, all right.
There is no point of rest for me. A simple side quest to ease life. What do we have here?
Oh dear. Not a werewolf and not a spirit even. What are the woods coming to?
Who are you?
Questions, always questions. They say it was questions that made me
mad. It's
mad.
Gandalf.
Will it do the same for you? Ask a question and you'll get a question, but give an answer and you'll receive the same. Oh, I do so love to trade.
You want me to answer a question?
Wouldn't I have to ask you a question first?
Isn't that a question?
Would you know a question if it was asked?
Are you mocking me?
I don't know. Are you mocking me?
Stop answering every question with a question.
But those are the rules. A question for a question, an answer for an answer. Were you not listening?
Be cautious. This is no ordinary madman. He has magic. I can sense it. Powerful magic.
No fair bringing mages to a guessing game. Will you play by the rules or not?
No.
And again, you break the rules. Bah! Bah, I say. Why does anyone talk to you if you don't even know the rules?
There's no point trying to talk to that guy.
Hold on, you. That's private property. That's an old man's home, that is. Keep out. Keep out!
No offense, but might I try? I've got a quick hand, after all.
Go ahead, show off.
Ha, let's see. Oh, when was the last time I slipped my hand into some dark hole? I remember. Long story, that.
Some love club
And
quest,
there we go. It was definitely trapped, but I'm too awesome by far. Here's what was inside.
You're a robber, is what you are. They sent you, didn't they? Well, I'll show you. They won't get away with this.
First thing first. I don't want to heal, I just want to fuck you. That went better than I expected.
How nice. How nice.
Give you a magic ring.
Speak on. No, I think not.
Can't even pick a lock, he's not a true rogue.
It appears we'll need to fight the entire
right, ourselves.
Oh, that looks dangerous. Now he's blocking. I bonked you! Stop playing. You don't get to play against the rules. I bonked you. You go dizzy. Those are the rules. Here I am complaining about rules when I complain about the guy saying. The only problem I have to that is I'm saying. Who answered the question with a question? Who answered the answer with an answer? What the fuck? That guy was too dangerous to live, clearly. I can't answer lot crates. Of course I can't answer lot crates. I can't ask it the question. Off Revan-Shepard. Hands off my mage. I don't eat your mage. You can't eat my mage. I have to eat yours.
Well, alright.
And so the hunt begins. That's the first piece of the armor. Let's go back to the tree. Who gave so forth this quest to me?
Couldn't we all just get along? No? Well, alright. Another creature ahead.
There's the tree. I'm not going to go talk to him yet though, because there's one thing I need to do. Stab the wards.
Well, alright. Of course.
Oh yeah. Must have got a critical hit on the Revenant for it to go down that quickly. I'm so used to pressing start for my game menu rather than select, obviously. Time to go and talk to the tree. Aha ho 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 hee hee. Okay. Need to get my brain engaged to Zeus mode again.
My acorn is still gone, so I pray to thee. Hast thou any news for me?
To cheer up your mood that sounds so meek, is this the acorn of which you speak?
My joy soars to new heights indeed. I am reunited with my seed. As I promised, here it be. I hope its magic pleases thee. Keep this branch of mine with thee, and pass throughout the forest free. I wish thee well, my mortal friend. Thou brought my sadness to an end. May the sunlight find you, thy days be long, thy winters kind, and thy roots be strong.
Keep that acorn close to your chest. May you enjoy your much needed rest. Anyway, I'm done now. Zeusing over. I can talk normally again. I can talk normally again. Wait, before we continue, Morrigan. Holy shit! Yeah, that's better for her.
Uh-oh. The forest has not been vigilant enough. Still you come. You are stronger than we could have anticipated. The Dalish chose well, but you do not belong here, outsider. Leave this place.
Why won't you let me try and settle this?
You are sent by the treacherous Dalish to kill Witherfang. I will not stand by and allow that to happen.
Why'd you call the Danish treacherous? Who did attack them?
And they deserve no less. You are an intruder in our home. You come to kill, as all your kind do. We have learned this lesson well.
Racist?
Here, Witherfang protects us. Here we learn our names and are beloved. We will defend Witherfang and this place with our lives.
If they will not leave us, then we must fight.
Wipe them out!
Because this happens. MacGuffin Wolf! We killed one of them. Disturb the wards.
I go.
Oh, that's where you are. You son of a bitch. Morrigan just shoot it in the balls? Yeah, I think Morrigan just shot it in the balls. Of course it died. That's a shocking development. No point trying to open either of these because they're
I'm
shit.
afraid not.
We are invaded! Intruders have deceived their way into the forest's heart. Fall back to the ruins. Protect the lady!
Lady? Who's this lady?
Ah, here we go. The werewolf lair, unless I miss my mark.
Is it dude looks like a lady? Oh, whoa. Dude looks like a lady. Opening locked chests because my rogue can't open locked chests. And you wonder why I normally play as a rogue in these games. I didn't say secret dwarf, but I don't see any secret dwarfs winding around here, do you? You're a very short human. Are you a secret dwarf? No, no, no. You're looking for Peter Dinklage. I hope you don't mind spiders. Dalish gloves. Zevi. There you go. No reason. checking what the strength requirement is for Zevi to use. 25. 20. Why should I even bother? This is more than likely the one and only time I'll be using Zevran in the entire game. Aside from one other instance near the end game, and that's about it.
We should prepare our...
What was that? Ah! I hear you say, you're complaining this, you're telling me, why is this called Dragon Age, when there's no dragons in it?
The hunger of the Atashi is legendary.
I'm gonna shock you with this, Max. That is the easiest dragon fight in the game. There are 3 more dragons off the top of my head you can fight in this game. One of them is the final boss, so it's not optional. You kind of have to fight it. Yeah, the other 2 are optional, and arguably the 2 optional dragon fights are harder than the main boss. No joke. Ours could back me up on that. You never know if we've got time after this session, after we finish this area. If we've got a bit more time. Because if you remember, there is one part of you haven't got the side quest for, but we haven't done it yet. She's in the party with us right now. Damn it, Casper!
Mommy! Mommy! Mommy!
Oh, let's just deal with these ones and move on. And so...
Something. Yeah, it's this way to the side quest point. Good, I remembered. Take the earthen jug. Fill the earthen jug with water. I've memorized this part, trust me. And it's a good job too, because if I didn't, I'd be screwed. Place the earthen jug on top of the altar. Kneel and pray. Take a single sip from the jug. Take the earthen jug. Dump the remainder in the pool. If you remember everything I just did there, you'll be fine. In that crate coffin up there where that ghost is the final piece of the armor that I always give to Stan.
Viran Salanon Renala Foros. Nay, Goran Sudale, Goran!
So you're drunk?
Well, alright.
So be it.
And there it is. Sten's complete set of armor. And as ours can probably surmise, the set of armor I'm saving myself up for this character. So I won't be getting this armor this session, it will be next week I get it.
Well, alright.
The unnatural are always so bothersome.
Here, but I will be doing it in subsequent plays. But I'll do a floor here to help you. Character build. Subsequent character build I use. Hey, look. 4 friends.
It's your time to die! Hey! Oh, it is too much!
Den has nothing in terms of jewelry whatsoever, so I'll just give him all the jewelry I picked up. Fuck it. Sten has things. Rejoice, for Sten has things. Speaking of having things, time for an autosave.
Now, what's all this?
I stole your kill. That's what you get for triggering the traps, you bastard. and for not being able to open chests. Touche. We're making some good progress.
Oh, let's just see what these ones
I reckon we can do 20 minutes. We might get 2 level ups. I love how you mentioned, oh, we're going to have a blackout and Zevran leveled up, as if that inspired him. Let's give you a little bit more. Sometime soon, Morrigan, I'll be able to level you up so you can be a spirit healer for me. Sometime soon. For now, though, take these gloves. I bequeath them to you. No, they're not. I bequeath to you the shit I don't want. Zevran, can you wear this ancient elven shit? You can wear this ancient elven shit. It's so good for you. There you go. Look, all ancient and elven. Did I not level up Sten? I didn't level up Sten, the poor bastard! How could I? Stenny boy. guy complains he doesn't get ravaged enough. I don't think he can complain now.
This won't take long.
I don't hear you complaining about being ravaged by women now anymore, has everyone? No? You think you've been ravaged enough? Sorry, that was the sound of me getting my balls trapped in the couch.
Time for some exercise, apparently.
It is enough.
I'm surprised with this party build-up I've only ever used, what? 2? I've only used 2 entry kits in the entire session with this party. I'm amazed. Anyway. I think we've reached it. We've reached the crux. We have reached the very big part. We're very close to decision time, Max, so get your morality check ready.
Stop! Brothers and sisters, be at ease. We do not wish any more of our people hurt. I ask you this now, outsider. Are you willing to parley?
Where's there a Jack Sparrow quote when I need one? You're ready to parley? Like you parlayed with the Dalish?
That was different. The lady believes that the Dalish have not told you everything, so she has asked that you be brought to her. She means you no harm, provided your willingness to parley in peace is an honest one.
Then take me to the lady.
Follow me. But I warn you, if you break your promise and harm her, I will come back from the Fade itself to see you pay.
That'll be £10, please. And no bartering. I love how my helmet's on, but the rest was not. I heard that werewolf teleported. Hey lady, toss a coin to your witcher.
I bid you welcome, mortal. I am the Lady of the Forest.
Look how tactfully covered my tits are. Thank you for giving me the chance to talk this out with you.
Do not listen to her, lady. She will betray you. We must attack her now.
Hush, Swiftrunner.
Shut up,
Your
Arnold.
urge for battle has only seen the death of the very ones you've been trying to save. Is that what you want?
No, my lady. Anything but that.
And the time has come to speak with this outsider, to set our rage aside. I apologize on Swiftrunner's behalf. He struggles with his nature.
Yeah, I can accept that apology. I'm just waiting for the moment he asks me for my clothes, my boots, and my motorcycle.
Truer words were never spoken. But few could claim the same as these creatures, that their very nature is a curse forced upon them. No doubt you have questions, mortal. There are things that Zathrian has not told you.
No shit, Sherlock. What has he not told me?
It was Zathrian who created the curse that these creatures suffer. The same curse that Zathrian's own people now suffer. Centuries ago, when the Dalish first came to this land, a tribe of humans lived close to this forest. They sought to drive the Dalish away. Zathrian was a young man then. He had a son and daughter he loved greatly. And while out hunting, the human tribe captured them both.
The humans tortured the boy, killed him. The girl they raped and left for dead. The Dalish found her, but she learned later she was with child. She killed herself.
And that's horrible. These humans deserve what they got.
Indeed they did.
Zathrian came to this ruin and summoned a terrible spirit, binding it to the body of a great wolf. So Witherfang came to be. Witherfang hunted the humans of the tribe. Many were killed, but others were cursed by his blood, becoming twisted and savage creatures.
Twisted and savage, just as Witherfang himself is.
Deceit is the nature of men.
They were driven into the forest. When the human tribe finally left for good, their cursed brethren remained, pitiful and mindless animals.
Until I found you, my lady. You gave me peace.
I showed Swiftrunner that there was another side to his bestial nature. I soothed his rage and his humanity emerged. And he brought others to me.
And you ambushed these Dalish for revenge?
In part. We seek to end the curse. The crimes committed against Zathrian's children were grave, but they were committed centuries ago by those who are long dead. Word was sent to Zathrian every time the landships passed this way, asking him to come, but he has always ignored us. We will no longer be denied.
We spread the curse to his people, so he must end the curse to save them.
Please, mortal. You must go to him. Bring him here. If he sees these creatures, hears their plight, surely he will agree to end the curse. If Zathrian comes, I shall summon Witherfang. I possess that power. I also have the power to ensure Witherfang is never found. Tell Zathrian this. If he does not come, if he does not break the curse, he will never find Witherfang, and he will never cure his people. Then we shall await your return. Outside of this chamber, the passage leading back to the surface has been opened for you. Return with Zathrian as soon as you can.
Forgive my silence there, I also had an abundance of plot and a lot of Spanish in my ear. It's fine, honestly. I know, it's fine. Honestly, I'm fine with it. Honestly, I think this is one of the times where we can be thankful it's only my voice that's audible to the chat. So, as they said, it was actually Zathrian himself who caused the curse. So this is why I'm not forcing you to make the decision yet, because I want to actually bring Zathrian to the werewolves, and that's where it's made.
Ah, and here you are already.
Hello there. Somehow I figured I'd find you here.
Did you? Aren't you the intuitive one? There was no way to tell what would happen once you reached this ruin, so I decided to come myself.
You mean you wanted to make sure I got the heart?
Just so. Did you?
No.
You didn't. May I ask then, why are you leaving the ruin?
So you knew about the ruin. Why didn't you tell me?
There was no need. I knew you would find it, and I did not care to give you a history lesson about things that have no bearing on your purpose here. But it seems the spirit convinced you to act on her behalf. Might I inquire what she wants?
She won't summon Witherfang unless you break the curse.
You do understand that she actually is Witherfang?
I thought as much.
She is the powerful spirit of this ancient forest that I summoned long ago and bound in the body of the wolf. Her nature is that of the forest itself. Beautiful and terrible, serene and savage, maiden and beast. She is the lady and Witherfang both, two sides of a single being. The curse came first from her. Those she afflicted with it mirrored her own nature, becoming savage beast as well as human.
The curse came first from you.
They attacked my clan, and they were the same savages then that they have ever been. They deserve to be wiped out and not defended. Come, I will accompany you back to the ruin. Let us go and speak to the spirit, and I will force her into Witherfang's form. He may then be slain and the heart taken.
Won't you at least consider hearing them out?
Why? You claim they have regained their minds, but they are still savage beasts. Their nature is unchanged. All they want is revenge, or a release that I will not give them. No, let us take the heart and end it.
Do you still have so much hatred for them after all this time?
You were not there. You did not see what they did to my son, to my daughter, and so many others. You are not Dalish. How can you know how we had to struggle to be safe? How could I have let their crimes go unanswered?
This is why this is the hardest decision in the game, in my opinion. You could see both sides of the argument very clearly. You could see the pros of each argument, and you can also see the cons of each argument. But it's your own people suffering now as well as them.
I have sworn to protect my people, and I shall. I will not lift a finger to help the descendants of savages who deserved the curse they received.
So your answer is to let them suffer forever?
Tell me, if you held your own daughter's lifeless body in your arms, would you not also have sworn an eternity of pain on those who did such to her?
I might have. But who is being punished now?
Very well. You wish me to go and talk? I will do so. But what if it is only more revenge they wish? Will you safeguard me from harm?
I will, unless you attack first.
I fail to see the purpose behind this, but very well. It has been many centuries now. Let us see what the spirit has to say.
This is the conversation where you need to make the decision, Max. Once all is laid out on the table. From now on, until the end of the sequence, I will shut up.
So here you are, Spirit.
She is the Lady of the Forest. You will address her properly.
You've taken a name, Spirit? And you've given names to your pets? These beasts who follow you?
It was they who gave me a name, Zathrian. And the names they take are their own. They follow me because I help them to find who they are.
Who they are has not changed from whom their ancestors were. Wild savages, worthless dogs. Their twisted shape only mirrors their monstrous hearts.
He will not help us, lady. It is as I warned you. He is not here to talk.
No, I am here to talk, though I see little point in it. We all know where this will lead. Your nature compels it, as does mine.
It does not have to be that way. There is room in your heart for compassion, Zathrian. Surely your retribution is spent.
My retribution is eternal, Spirit, as is my pain. This is justice, no more.
Are you certain your pain is the only reason you will not end this curse? Have you told the mortal how it was created?
He said he summoned you and bound you to a wolf.
And so he did. Witherfang and I are bound as one being. But such powerful magic could not be accomplished without Zathrian's own blood. Your people believe you have rediscovered the immortality of their ancestors, Zathrian, but that is not true. So long as the curse exists, so do you.
No! That is not how it is!
Can you blame him? Who wants to die?
What could keep one going after so many centuries of life? Love? Or a bitter hatred that clutches at a heart that should long ago have ceased beating? The curse would not end with Zathrian's death. His life, however, relies on its existence. And I believe his death plays a part in its ending.
Then we kill him! We tear him apart now!
For all your powers of speech, you are beasts still. What would you gain from killing me? Only I know how the ritual ends, and I will never do it.
Ha! You see? We must kill them all!
See? They turn on you as quickly. Do what you have come here to do, Grey Warden, or get out of my way.
Decision time. Is that your choice? Are you siding with... If that is your choice?
Then you die with them. All of you will suffer as you deserve.
It's for choice. Don't worry. Before you say anything, before you think to criticize you, It's the choice I usually make, so don't worry.
No more.
I know.
I cannot defeat you.
That's the thing with this game, though. Even with the,
No,
decisions
Swiftgunner.
so obvious.
We will not kill him. If there is no room in our hearts for mercy, how may we expect there to be room in his?
I
He is
cannot
clinging
do
onto
as you
hatred,
ask,
but
Spirit.
You can easily see where that hatred comes
I
from.
am too old
Understandable
to
hatred.
know mercy. All I see are the faces of my children, my people. I cannot do it.
I accidentally talked over this cutscene, so whoops. I'm going to shut up now. We'll continue that conversation after the cutscene, because I will shut up now, because this cutscene is arguably the best cutscene in the entire game, and my second favorite cutscene in the entire game as well. Hasn't this gone on long enough, Zafrian?
Perhaps I have lived too long. This hatred in me is like an ancient, gnarled root. It has consumed my soul. What of you, Spirit? You are bound to the curse just as I am. Do you not fear your end?
You are my maker, Zathrian. You gave me form and consciousness where none existed. I have known pain and love, hope and fear, all the joy that is life.
Get your tissues
Yet
ready.
of all things, I desire nothing more than an end. I beg you, Maker, put an end to me. We beg you, show mercy.
You shame me, Spirit. I am an old man, alive long past his time.
Then you will do it? You will end the curse?
Yes, I think it is time. Let us put an end to it all.
It's over. She's gone, and we're human. I can scarcely believe it.
What are you going to do now?
We'll leave the forest, I suppose. Find other humans, see what's out there for us. It should be quite interesting, don't you think? Thank you. We'll never forget you.
Give me a second. I'm sorry, but that cutscene always brings tears to my eyes. You sound like you've been going through the same thing I was. I know. I mean, the main reason it's making me cry because this is like, what, the 11th time I've played this game, so... I mean, this scene doesn't make me cry like some scenes in Mass Effect do. It gets me, don't get me wrong. I'm not wailing like I am for some scenes in Mass Effect 3, for example. And that is the Brazilian forest. All we've got to do is turn in the quest, get ambushed,
Be cautious. Creatures are there.
yeah, this is the spiders. This is the spiders. Yeah, he probably had to go AFK or something to do something. Don't care about Black Melon. Right. Let's go back to the Brazilian forest. I mean, the Brazilian forest. It sounds Brazilian. I know. I'm, I know, I was gonna wrap up this, this session soon anyway. I was toying in my head whether or not we'll have enough time to squeeze in Morrigan's side quest, but it's more likely I'll either open with it tomorrow, next week, or which I might not do because Autumn's really long, or I might do it after Autumn.
Of course.
Not bad at all. It's too much to bear. Jesus Christ, there's so many bears! It's like 5 bears in the fight.
Performed as I expected.
I haven't explored the entire Brazilian forest, I know that for a fact. There's more stuff to do here, but I just can't be asked to do it. I've done the main quest. It's time for me to turn it in. Maybe get one more story out of storyteller Jerkface, and that's the session. And I can give a proper beginning to the next session, which will be a chord reading.
It is done. The essence of the wolf's heart has banished all traces of cursed blood from the hunters. It is too bad that Zathrian had to die. I felt it when he departed. I think he was ready to go.
In the end, he was a hero.
It will be difficult to fill Zathrian's shoes. He was our keeper for many centuries, and he will be sorely missed. But I am keeper now. Let me say it officially then. I hereby swear to uphold the terms of the ancient contract our people formed with the Grey Wardens. Call, and we shall come, with great speed and purpose, and we shall strike at your foes. This I swear.
Thank you.
It has been a long time since the Dalish marched to war, but I trust that in the end, we shall make a difference for you.
And like I said, one more thing before we leave. Hopefully Story Jackass will let us tell a story of our own now.
You did it, outsider. You saved us from the ravages of the curse after all.
May the creators bless you, truly.
But Zathrian is lost to us, after all these centuries. He died heroically, I hope.
He did.
I would like a happy ending to his tale. He will be a role model for many Dalish children to come. Now, Keeper Lanaya prepares for us to enter into war alongside the humans. I never thought I'd live to see the day.
I, for one, look forward to fighting against these darkspawn creatures.
Do you now? Let's hope you return and tell us all about them. As for you, outsider, I expect I'll be telling tales about the Grey Warden one day, hmm?
Let me tell you a story.
Andera Natishan, Grey Warden. Join us at the fire if you like, but haven't you got a war to get to? Dareth Shirol.
You jackass, you won't let me tell the story! You racist... You can't win them all. Let me tell you the story of the racist gobshite elf.
I understand that there are elves in the Kunari lands, then.
There are elves everywhere.
Since I don't want... I'm going to do a slight bit of infantry management on screen. Just a tiny bit. And then I've already thought of the perfect way to end this session. I'll get to that in a minute. You still with me, Max? It's alright. Anyway, like I said, it's a bonus dialogue with Leliana. However, I can think of no final way to end this session. But I can think of no final way to end this session than this.
I was just thinking about what happened to the elves, and I'm reminded of a song sung to me many years ago. It was when my mother died, and this wise elven woman comforted me and told me that we shouldn't fear death or hate it. Death is just another beginning. One day, We must all shed our earthly bodies to allow our spirits to fly free.
That is comforting.
It's a beautiful sentiment, I think. One that brings peace and hope to the grieving.
As I said, I can't think of any better way to end the stream than that. So I'm gonna go and do some infantry management off screen, and next week we'll be heading to Orzammar, so join us for that. Until then, bye bye for now, and I should go. Bye bye.